Hello, so today we're going to play custom campaign Ulio created by Ingo Van Thiel. So we'll have to start from a prologue, a grave in the rain. So let's go on. I wonder where we are. What does it say in that lonely tomb? It reads, "Here rests Prince Ulio." Okay, I've heard that name before, but why is he buried here in the woods like an outlaw? Come on, we have better things to do than stare at old monks. Let's find a place to dry. I'm soaking wet. Hello, anybody in there? Please let us in or the weather will kill us. Come in. Ulio. By Ingo Van Thiel. All persons and events in this story are fictitious. Any similarity with real persons, living or dead, is coincidental. The travelers looked into an old and wrinkly face. "Thank you," one of them said, as little water drops rolled down his forehead. The hut owner shuffled to the fireplace. "Get there to dry," he said in a hoarse voice. The travelers had not even sat down at the fire when he suddenly asked his question out of nowhere. "Is it a grave?" One traveler looked up slightly puzzled. "Yes." "Prince Ulio," the old man said, nodding to himself. I found him dead and buried. Yes." The other traveler said absent-mindedly. "I found him," the old man repeated in a more urgent voice. The men looked at each other and raised their brows. Another odd old man dying to tell his tale. Oh well. He would probably repeat it 3 times to them before the rain stopped. But it was dry in here and the thunderstorm was still raging outside. One of the travelers stretched himself. "I thought the Prince Ulio had disappeared," he said. "But that was long ago. My grandparents were young when it happened." The old man shuffled over to the young traveler, put a bony hand on his shoulder, and glared at him. And as he spoke, his voice grew louder with every word. "You do not know anything about poor Prince Ulio, eh? You do not know what they did to him. You do not know." The young man gave him a bewildered look and tried to tear loose from the firm grip on his shoulder. "Let go, please," he murmured. His companion came to his rescue. "Come on, my old fellow," he said in a soothing voice. "Tell us about it." "Yes," the old man murmured, slowly letting go of the young man. "You heard about the War of the Two Lions?" The traveler rubbed his shoulder. "Yes, but that was in my grandfather's day." "No respect for the past, you children," the old man grunted. "This war scarred our country. The two lions, yes, King Ulug and King Agirik. They fought against each other for 35 years. 35 years, you hear me?" "All very fine," one of the travelers said. "But what does that war have to do with Prince Ulio?" "A lot," the old man said. "A lot, a lot, a lot. It all started when King Ulug's wife Amalia died in childbirth, and the newborn heir did not even breathe long enough for his first cry. The travelers closed their eyes. This would be a very long evening, they thought to themselves. Hopefully the rain will stop soon. So let's play. First chapter. The Foundling. Chapter I, The Foundling. King Uluk paced to and fro in the dark chamber. So there is nothing you can do. One of his court physicians glanced at him anxiously. Absolutely nothing, I'm afraid, Your Majesty. King Uluk's face darkened as he stared at the pale queen on the bed. Her rattling breath made one of the physicians flinch. A dark stain spread over the sheets. The boards of the bed were screeching as Queen Amalia's chest heaved up and down, desperate to inhale some air. One of the physicians gently laid his hand on her forehead. It was ice cold. There was no doubt that King Uluk's wife was dying. Uluk glanced around to the silent little bundle that was lying in the corner. Then he turned back to Amalia's bed. The physicians exchanged another nervous glance. They had been supposed to present King Uluk with a healthy child and a healthy queen. Now they had a stillborn child and dying queen on their hands. Queen Amalia's face was turning a yellowish color, her eyes darting around the room. She has failed as my queen, Uluk growled. She was to give me an heir so that my bloodline lives on. How can she die now? He glared at the physicians and lowered his voice to a whisper. Or maybe you quacks failed me. Your Majesty, one of the physicians began in a hoarse voice. Silence! Uluk yelled and kicked against a pot full of bloody water in which the physicians had been washing their hands. Look at your king, noble physicians, he roared. An aging king without an heir. Oh yes, my arch-enemy Agirik shall savor this triumph. Yes, yes. And not only that. My own people shall think I am a fading king, and it is only a question of time until a treacherous wretch stabs me in the back. One of the physicians cleared his throat but said nothing. Tomorrow I am supposed to stand on the balcony and present my heir to the crowd. You are aware of the importance of this ritual. Uluk glared at the physicians. You had better think of a solution, physicians. A few dozen miles away, the snowy mountains echoed with battle cries, the clenching of swords and the scream of dying horses. For years and years, King Uluk's men had been fighting against his arch-enemy King Agirik. Anger and hatred had buried themselves in King Uluk's face, every wrinkle being a grim witness of his unforgiving wrath. Nobody quite remembered why this war had started in the first place. It had become a fact of life that nobody questioned. People had grown weary and exhausted, but nobody dared to speak up against Uluk. His strength seemed to be inexhaustible, and his queen was even going to give him an heir. It was these days among the everyday dying and slaughter that a little miracle happened. Six rocks fast speaking. Dead soldier and peasants everywhere, and a broken cart. What happened here? And what is that little bundle? What is this? A child here in this cold? Darn it, what do we do now? I can't handle those little buggers. Well, let's take the child to our camp. Baby picked up. Follow me, King Uluk's camp is not far from here. I'll carry the child into the barracks.
Halt!
Halt! Commander Arun, what are you bringing here? There. Commander Arun. We found this child on the pass. There were dead soldiers and dead peasants everywhere. It was the only survivor. Yes, my men had a skirmish up on that pass. Some deserters had mingled with a track of peasants and were trying to leave the country. Bastards. They attacked without any warning when my men checked them. Then everything got out of hand. Too bad for the peasants and the parents of this child. But war is war. Right, bring the orphan into barracks to warm up. Colonel, to himself, war is war, but a helpless infant, damn it, I'm getting old. You there. You were involved in that skirmish today. Come here. Everyone here, good. Muttering, trouble brewing. Colonel, softly. Speak up, man. Is it very hard to tell the difference between an armed ranger and an unarmed peasant? Awkward silence. And why did nobody notice the peasants had an infant with them? We might have rescued it ourselves. Now a low-ranking commander puts me to shame by doing it for me. Colonel, yelling, brainless dogs! You just should have killed the deserters in that track, but no, you also slaughtered unarmed peasants. You made that infant an orphan, and then you did not even see it and left it behind to die. Where is your sense of honor? Where is your discipline? Discipline, this is what you need. The next 10 days you are all on half rations. Soldier mumbling, honor, discipline, don't make me laugh. Just wanted an excuse to cut down on our food rations. Save one, select the colonel to continue. Okay. Save. Agiric's men are attacking our camp. To arms! Probably Scorpion to eliminate Scorpion. Okay, soldiers.
Dusk fell upon the living and the dead. Another bloody day had ended.
We should bring the child into safety. This camp is no place for little children. Let's bring the infant to King Ulk's castle. Brother Thomas, do you have the child? Yes, I do. My donkey and I will get the child safely to the castle. Alright, Commander Arun and Brother Thomas must take the child to the town center of King Ulk's castle. Arun leads the expedition while Brother Thomas carries the child. Both men and the child must survive. Okay, so let's go. Remarkable, this infant has a star-shaped birthmark on his right thigh. We noticed that birthmark to cover the infant up again, monk, or the cold might kill it. Alright, so we'll have to stop here, and we finish the first part of Ulio-Prologue and beginning of the first chapter. So then we'll have to continue. I see you guys next time.